Okay, good evening, good evening, Liberia. A beautiful evening. Lots of great meetings happening in our nation's Liberia. Those issues are very, very relevant and needs to be talked about. So today there was the most publicized election, two elections. I mean, the House of Area went to the pool, and Youngly Kanda Lawrence came out victorious. At the lower house, we have Fanati J. Fanati Kofi, Grand Crew County Representative J. Fanati Kofi as the House Speaker of the 55th Legislature. So there are lots of things that we'll be discussing about, or looking at the provisions of the Constitution that talks about that particular elections. We will also be looking at that which of course that particular provisions in line with the 1986 Constitution has been fulfilled. There are lots of other things that we would definitely be talking about. Uh, as it stands, Liberia is ushering a new date, owing to the fact that those people who won their positions from the various county, 67 lawmakers actually graced the occasion on today. Those were the lawmakers who actually voted to usher in a brand new speaker. So let's look at the Constitution. The Constitution talks about The Constitution talked about Article 58 of the Liberian Constitution demands that we get you, we get you that, we will get you that. All right, Article 48 of the 1986 Constitution. This is why I say mandates the other body to elect every 6 years a speaker who shall be the presiding officers of that body and ensure the proper functioning of the House. So, unto date, that particular exercise was being conducted in line with the constitutions. The constitution. Every other thing we do in Liberia, especially when it comes to the governance system of our country, we definitely have to proceed in accordance with the constitution, because the constitution is the organic law of the Republic of Liberia. So we need to actually live up to all of those issues within the constitutions. So it was actually a tightly contested elections. It was actually a tightly contested elections, owing to the fact that he Fonati rival, his lone rival, his lone rival, uh, Richard Nambekun, representative of District 11, Richard Nambekun, heavily supported by the incoming administration, obtained 31 votes, while Richard Nambekun of Fanatico Fire obtained the highest, the higher vote, you know, which made him the Speaker of the 55th, which made him the Speaker of the 55th National Legislature. So prior to that, yesterday, and even before that, but I just want to be specific about yesterday, we were hearing a lot of noise regarding his citizenship. You know, there were investigations, there were findings that came out because it was obvious that, considering the fact that uh, Kofa is from the outgoing government, there are lots of political pundits who look at it from different perspectives. They look at it from different perspectives. They say uh, if Kofa is elected as the House of Representatives, he could serve as a stumbling block. He could become an obstacle towards the president presidential and legislative agenda. But Kofa has dismissed those allegations. He has dismissed those claims. He has since dismissed those claims. He said the fact that he is from the CDC doesn't mean that he will serve as an obstacle to resist the president's thing. Once those things are in the interest of the Liberian people, you understand? But yet, still in the midst of those clarity, after Kofa has provided those meaningful clarity, as some people have turned it to be, there are others who still look at Kofa's agenda or Kofa's uh, declarations of intent to become Speaker of the 55th Legislature some in some other way. Some people turn it to be a recalibration of the outgoing people, of the outgoing government, to still have an influence in the Black House era. But let's draw our conclusion. Let's draw our conclusion, uh, reflecting to those issues, those things that we heard many a times when Buffer still served as Speaker of the 55th of the 54th Legislature. There were other lawmakers who Bama, the likes of Yeket Kolba, and several other lawmakers. Some of them are no longer part of the 55th Legislature. They criticized they criticized they criticized Shima's leadership style. You know, they criticized him and said every time he was always prioritizing interests. He was always prioritizing the agenda of the president rather than prioritizing the agenda of the Liberian people. Those were the criticisms about. Those were the criticisms. So other Liberians, on the other hand, some of the people who analyze politics, some of the people who view politics from a different dimension, have said having a speaker who will consistently be nodding approval of the president's agenda is not a good speaker, or will not be a good speaker. But in spite of those suggestions, there were other people on the other hand who said that Kung, Richard Nambit Kung, a unity party supported speaker should 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 actually go to the national legislature, specifically the lower house. They believe that if Richard Nambeko goes there, he will definitely prioritize the interest of the incoming Bwakan administration. But I don't think that I don't think that I don't think that I don't hold a view that the fact that Representative Kofa has won the position as Speaker of the 66th Legislature, he will definitely use his gavel. He will definitely use his position to undermine agenda that I widely believe to be in the interest of the Liberian people. I don't hold that view, and some other Liberians don't hold that view. They don't hold that view because if we are talking about Unity Party aggressive stance, the Unity Party, the incoming workers administration's aggressive stance on corruption, if that aspect of that agenda is actually an impartial agenda that would definitely prioritize the interests and the well-being of the Liberian people, I don't think Kofa would definitely want to serve as an obstacle towards that. Because even at the national legislature, they do a voting process. You will still need people to you will still need people, you will still need other people's support to support that particular process. I don't share that view any longer. I don't share that view. So apparently, they were only doing it to undermine the efforts made by Senator Fonati Kofa. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. So another thing now, we are also get to report from some of our colleagues who work at the, the Ministry of Justice, specifically at the court, that the Unity Party have filed through the civil law court. They have filed a case against Kofa. So that would definitely be a legal battle. Nobody can judge as to whether the Unity Party will definitely be successful in that legal pursuit. Nobody can doubt the fact that Speaker Kofi will definitely fight by in the wake of retaining his position. What in some scenario that could be, as the government progresses, there could be some changes. Apparently, Kofi could say, since these guys are fighting against me, let me just be whining and dining with these people. Let me just be whining and dining with these people. So politics is such a kind of politics is just a kind of a terrible game. And immediately after the ballots were being counted, um, there was a very hard momentum. Richard Nambikun was dead. And this is why I say the process was tightly contested. He obtained 31, and the champion of the race obtained 36. Just a four count interval. So it was actually a competitive one. But at the end of the day, somebody just have to emerge victorious, and actually Kofa emerged victorious. Kofa actually emerged victorious. Kofa emerged victorious. So we will keep that conversation for the next day, at which time tomorrow we will definitely be here to talk about some other key issues regarding what would be the reactions of other people, because the process is still on. I'm being told by my reporter, who was literally monitoring the process on Capitol Hill, at the same time being engulfed with some other cardinal responsibilities. The process is still on. There after the process is exhausted, there will still be some statements made by those lawmakers who actually participated in the process. So people will be reacting to how perhaps the process was manipulated. But as it stands now, we have not heard any issues regarding the manipulations of the process. So by 5:25, we will definitely have two gentlemen from the potential youth of Liberia organizations. They will definitely be addressing a community-based issue, and we will definitely be asking them all of the hard questions regarding. Yesterday, they had a press conference. They had a press conference in which they spoke to the media about their observations regarding some of those community-related proceedings by the chairpersons. So we will definitely be asking them on all of the hard questions. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we all right. While we were on the show, it is important. While we were on the show, I have just been informed by my one of our reporters, in persons of Mohammed Vani Kanen, who was literally following the process. So he just filed in this particular report, and this report is very important. Representative Thomas Fala, because he is the only Fala at the House of Representatives, has been elected as the deputy speaker. So that is why I said that could be a movement of recalibrations for the outgoing administrations. They could say, yes, well, we are still succeeding in the midst, even though our political leader lost the process. And well, when we went to these particular elections, we were successful. They could somehow, they could somehow restructure, recalibrate, and reorganize themselves, and prepare themselves more strongly for the 2029 elections. Even though we are hearing that President George Manuel Weah will not be contesting, could not be contesting. He made that particular statement at his touch on yesterday. However, we cannot actually rely on those particular statements, because those statements, politicians are very crafty. Politicians are very crafty. Politicians are very crafty. One could say, I will not be part of the particular process today, and the next day you see him, here and there. That is it. So we'll just take a short break. When we come back, we just take a short break. Just a short break. When we come back, we have our guests in the studio. We have our guests in the studio. It's the program, the focus. Hello guys, my name is Lyndon Togba. I'm your humble presenter of the program, The Focal Point. As the demand for critical analysis and reliable information continue to be the appetite of the Liberian population, it is incumbent upon media practitioners to always be objective, independent, and fact-based in their reportorial duties. The clarion call for credible, reliable, and issue-based presentation must be considered at all times. In the wake of these functions and duty to service, it is only one show that stands tall among the rest. Focal Point, a program where we scrutinize, examine, and cross-examine by allowing the audience participate by posting and calling and commenting on the subject on the discussion. We bring the guests in studio, we quiz them, and analyze the issue. Once again, this is your regular Monday friend, Lyndon Togba, on the Focal Online TV. Okay, so We now have our guests in studio. They are making some technical adjustment, and after those technical adjustments have been made, we after those technical adjustments have been made, we will definitely put them on our camera. So as we were saying, talking about the representative, the representative elections, the internal elections, which was recently done at the Capitol building, is such a kind of is such a kind of is such a kind of a process that has been widely monitored. But we will take a short break again, and when we come back, we will do all of the needful adjustment. Then we will definitely dive into what we should dive into. So stay. Hello guys, my name is Lyndon Togba. I'm your humble presenter of the program The Focal Point. As the demand for critical analysis and reliable information continue to be the appetite of the Liberian population, it is incumbent upon media practitioners to always be objective, independent, and fact-based in their reportorial duties. The clarion call for credible, reliable, and issue-based presentation must be considered at all times. In the wake of these functions and duty to service, it is only one show that stands tall among the rest. Focal Point, a program where we scrutinize.
MC Caro, MC Caro, MC Caro. Caro, MC Caro. Caro. Smart I know about it, don't ask me. I want now there, don't ask me. And I know say it, don't ask me. And I yeah say, don't ask me. And I know about it, don't ask me. I want now there, don't ask me. And I know say it, don't ask me. And I yeah say, I just wanna I don't wanna check my balance. I just wanna I don't wanna check my balance. I just want to do my thing and I have for CCP. He said, Caro, I said, Jack, I see something. What they now they see me. They probably wait for me. I only get 15 minutes. Let me play till the fire finish. Oh my God, I got big ball, I got good ball. Look at money not there, but I get love. Why you want? All the other niggas stop back. Billy pump. I don't wanna hear no trash. Billy pump. Catch him, boy. See yourself. Catch him, boy. See yourself. Pick up, Rustin in la biwa. In la biwa. Rustin in la biwa. And I know about it, don't ask me. I want now there, don't ask me. And I know say it, don't ask me. And I yeah say, don't ask me. And I know about it, don't ask me. I want now there, don't ask me. And I know say it, don't ask me. And I yeah say, I just wanna I don't wanna check my balance. I just wanna I don't wanna check my balance. Me, I got money, my lip is stay. And I got time for people issue, yeah. I don't wanna be in the crowd. I don't have time, I don't wanna know who you are. I can eat pepper color. I don't want a problem, don't bring my pepper color. I can eat pepper color. I don't want no trouble, don't bring my pepper color. Yo, and I won't kill myself, and I won't kill myself. Y'all leave me, let me enjoy myself, let me enjoy myself. I said, and I won't kill myself, and I won't kill myself. Y'all leave me, let me enjoy myself, let me enjoy myself. I'll let him over, and I know about it, don't ask me. I want now there, don't ask me. And I know say it, don't ask me. And I yeah say, don't ask me. And I know about it, don't ask me. I want now there, don't ask me. And I know say it, don't ask me. And I yeah say, I just wanna I don't wanna check my balance. I just wanna
Yeah. Christoph the King. I'm back on these egotistic politicians. I'm on my way now to reach it. See my dreams, all I see is diamonds and gold. But when I wake up, I see my people selling iron and coal. Ego, ego, we're gonna control your soul. I thought they said I let control your reach, but how come my people are poor? When the government steal our embezzlement, the government people are problem. They will be the J, the B, the K, the Lee, I hope I'm not in problem. When the government steal our embezzlement, the government people are problem. They will be the J, the B, the K, the Lee, I hope I'm not in problem. It's just the way that we live. Yeah. My people still acting like braves. Yeah. See, y'all need to change all that evil mentality. You won't receive, you must give. Let's change the way that we eat. Let's change the way that we think. See, I'm from the ghetto, where kids not that wasted. If you can smoke, you can drink. I know you been to America, but I just came from Soweto.
All right, so we are back. We are back on air, and our team has just set up. So we will now ask our producer to definitely place our guest on the screen so that we can run straight into the issues of discussion. So before we proceed into that, we will ask each one of them to, in a split of a seconds, in a split of a minute, to definitely introduce themselves. So actually be a round table. So we have to introduce themselves. So we'll begin with the first person who is in the blue. That is the organization charity. We'll begin with him. So, gentlemen, you guys are welcome to Foca Online TV, specifically the program Foca Point on today.
Uh, First and foremost, let me say thanks to Foca TV for giving us the privilege to exercise our intellectual ability. By the way of introduction, I am Bonati Gray, founder of this noble institution, Potential Youth of Labrador.
All right, Wyman T. Gray, he considers himself to be a founder of this noble institution. So, aside from you being a founder of the institution, what other role do you play within the institution?
Uh, no other role. I only serve as a founder and director. An individual within the organization, a vision barrier within the organization, a face of the organization to see the organization pursue a goal.
All right, let's get over to the next person. You can follow the same pattern.
I'm Adam Eskunate from the Potential Youth of Liberia, an organization that stands for the masses. And I serve the capacity of presidential press secretary.
The presidential press secretary, you hold a very strategic position. Wow, what led you to be qualified for the position as presidential press secretary? Is it that you are very creative style of writing? I'm just being comical.
Not only to be creative in your style of writing, but bringing ideas on board so that the formats of our country and our Labrador can be our common determinant.
Come on, dictator. So you heard him right. Then we move over to the next person. He was here quite. He was here a few weeks, a few days ago. Dauda, I know him very well. Uh, yeah. So Dauda, it's been turned over to you.
Okay. Oh, okay, Lisa, thanks for giving me all this time. I was here a few weeks ago to discuss this issue. And again, I'm back. I'm happy to be back. I'm Dauda Ali Imran Family, a member and for communication head of the PYL, Teacher Youth Barrier.
A member, then
Communication head.
a communications head. All right. Let's go quickly over to the vision bearer. The vision bearer, because he's somebody who brought in the idea, who spoke with like-minded individuals and say, "Oh, gentlemen, We need to formulate ourselves. We need to organize ourselves for one common objective. No, Mr. Gray, what led to your decision to galvanize such a very youthful organization? Because I was at the program yesterday. Many of the people that I saw at the occasions of yesterday's, many of whom I still youth. You also collaborated with an elderly institutions, the only intellectual organizations in the community. What led you to the establishment of your organization, Potential Youth of Liberia's organization?
Oh, thank you ever so much for that leading question. What prompted me was the youth of Topo community and that of Liberia have not taken a trajectory of being conscious minded.
Conscious. Well, if you're talking about conscious mind, what are you actually talking about? Because people are listening, they will want to know what are the specific consciousness you are talking about?
If I mean conscious minded, I mean being conscious in the trajectory of education.
Conscious in the trajectory of education. Is it that the youth are not being? Is it that the youth are not being? They are not proceeding in the way they should proceed. But you actually gauge the entire youth of Liberia. Is it that the youth of Liberia is not actually proceeding the way it should? And all of the youth are making, are actually making a very meaningful progress. Then you are talking about the youth are not proceeding on the right trajectory.
Yeah, when we talk about majority,
Mhm,
you can say majority are unconscious minded.
mhm,
Is few are in the conscious minded field
mhm,
of proceeding well in life.
mhm.
Was what prompted me to organize this institution.
Okay, that what prompted you to organize this institution. So, uh, Adam and Quantel, I want to ask you questions. When you listen to Mr. Great after having numerous of discussions with him, what inspired you to say yes, indeed, I need to actually form part of these organizations in the wake of increasing the consciousness of our people?
Uh, Before the director of the Potential Youth of Liberia can meet me on this organization issue, it was my target
Mhm,
to create an organization that will be well educated
mhm,
and seeing a congress at the law a la the power crucials and bank crucials, the leaders of our time. He came to me and told me that all Congress have created an organization by the name Potential Youth of Liberia. I told him, wow, that is good. He invited me for his meeting. I went for the meeting the first time. In the meeting, I saw conscious-minded brothers and sisters discussing issues pertaining about our country. I said, wow, it is time for me to tag my belt and work with those people to see the 4 miles of our country.
So yesterday, you guys organize a program, and most often the press statement that you release out to the public was basically about your observations that you observe about the current leadership in Topo community. How long has this organization been in existence? Because you profile some of those allegations that are actually in the cycle of the chairpersons. How long has the organization been in existence?
The organization been exists since 6 months.
Since 6 months ago,
Yeah.
or since 6 months ago. And what are some of those things you guys have been mostly involved with aside from your the public engagement you had on yesterday? What are some of those things you guys have been mostly engaged with?
If you look at the manifesto of the or the aim and objective of the organization prioritize educative process. They prioritize fighting for the masses. They prioritize protesting for the common goals of our people.
All right, let's go to the communications director, one of the persons who plays a very key role in the growth and development of the organizations, the man in charge of the man who I consider as the custodian of all of the documentations. Mr. Communications Director, Mr. Family. What are some of those things you people have been doing in terms of increasing the consciousness of the people, considering the fact that we live in Topo community, and Topo community, if you look at many of the youth in Topo community do not have themselves familiar or glued to those educational related programs. Is it that you are catching it difficult in terms of spreading the message, in terms of bringing more people on board by your quote unquote awareness?
Okay, all right. You just said if in the process of bringing people, we have found it difficult. And it is true, we have found it difficult to bring people. We have found it difficult to bring people because now in that area, especially Togo community, we have more youth, but majority of the youth are into bad behavior. So sometimes the girl it can be very difficult.
So, what are some of the comments? What are some of the comments you normally receive whenever you want go to interact with them? Because I have been told by the previous speaker, even before I asked your question, you have been having series of outdoors engagements with other people, tailors around encouraging them to prioritize the issues about education. What are some of those comments you normally hear from them whenever you are engaging them?
Yeah, people. If we if we go there to discuss of the organization issue with them, people always say, well, we don't want to be organization like categorizing the community leader. We don't want to be the fix. We don't want to be organization that doing jolly, moving around, flexing. Also, we want to be organization that stands for the people. No, this is not organization about protest. This is not organization about fighting. But this is organization of carry the same goal or same dream and the real man that bring people especially youth.
Oh, all right. So on yesterday you collaborated. That question is to the director who happens to be the vision bearer. And yesterday you collaborated with the progressive group for intellectuals and developmental exchange program. How did you derive at that particular decision to to bring into reality such a what I term as a remarkable cooperations.
Uh, a thought came to me that we are in a community where we elected our leaders
Mm-hmm.
through democracy,
Mm-hmm.
where people they were voted upon by the masses, and as an institution who's bearing the motto of voice of the masses,
Mm-hmm.
told us in larger sense, in far certainness, since we are voice of the masses, why can't we speak to issues that are confronting the people of Togo community? It was how they thought came about.
Why do you decide to speak? You could have spoken to other issues, but what prompted you to actually prioritize the issues of Topo community?
Uh, we are observed Togo community have been in a devastating condition.
Devastating conditions. What are some of those devastating conditions? Do you care to share with us?
Uh, Lacking of so many things like electricity,
Uh-huh.
water,
Uh-huh.
and that of let's just say prioritizing the youth
Mm-hmm.
because we know the youth now are going astray.
Has the youth not been prioritized?
Yes, exactly.
All right. If you talk about the prioritizations of the youth, what specifically are you talking about?
When I mean prioritizing the youth, I mean hosting or educated program that will sensitize youth within the community to draw their attentions to education. Because now youth of this community are not focusing on education. They are on socialisms. It was what me the prompted me said to organize this group.
This group. Then let's go over to the the presidential press secretary, Mr. Konate. Mr. Konate, aside from you having a verbal interactions, is there any other programs, educative programs this organization has had or has organized that you want to talk about?
Yeah, yeah,
And what
yeah.
has been the results from those programs?
Oh, before I answer your question, I want to add on to what
Mhm.
the director just
Or you
stated.
just want to support that, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, our organization is not a social organization.
Mhm.
This organization was created to mold the mind of the common people.
Mhm.
This organization is to bring fresh the youth because we know that our youth are going on the wrong path. Uh, to answer your question, as you listened keenly to the director yesterday after the press statement from the president, he said we are preparing a quizzing tournament in the community.
How looking at the preparations of the quizzing tournament within the community, that could be a commendable venture to actually engage or to embark upon. But do you guys have the resources, because organizing a quizzing tournament could be cost intensive? What are you guys thinking about the resources attached to those competitions, and how are you going to raise those revenue if possible?
Uh, every one of us know that the country election just come to an end,
Mhm.
and Liberia leaders want to see the right path. So, as a conscious-minded youth of Topo community and Liberia's lives, we are planning to elect a lawmakers of our country, telling them about our organization and our plan. And we think those people will stand by us because they think our organization will be there for the masses.
To think their organizations will be there for the masses. Oh, Mr. Communications Director, let's go over to the Communications Director. Uh, Aside from the quizzing tournament, aside from other programs, do you guys sometimes engage the people in terms of carrying on awareness, looking at the fact that our youth has been wildly affected as a result of this drug abuse, and many of our brothers and sisters are getting involved into the process of drugs addictions. Have you guys also concerned about creating an awareness that would definitely conscientize our people to do away with these drug issues?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, sure. Okay, leader, we are putting up process in place, especially about the trust issue on our youth. We, from organization members, from the PUYL, we have sit and discussed the issue of moving from ghetto to ghettos, remounting our youth, telling them that they still have a bright future, and even providing some necessary things for them that are going to keep them out of ghetto for a long time. Even though we don't have orphanage now, or can build or we have a detention center, but we keep moving to them, discussing with them, buying food, buying clothes, giving them in order to abstain from the drugs abuse.
Mhm. The
That is
drug
one of the issues.
the drug abuse. Yesterday, Mr. Vision Bearer, your organization's leveled, your organization's level a mounting part of allegations against the leadership of Negora Zora Morris, and you were more confident. And one of the statements that I heard from you on yesterday was that every other things you said, you have you have evidences to back those statements. Some of those allegations include they allege distributions of the 500,000, at which time when that particular money was given, it was sharply reduced. 100,000 got missing from that money. How did you actually got all of those informations? Isn't that the chairman? Have you ever heard from the chairman's perhaps trying to threaten you from not criticizing him?
No, I haven't heard from the chairman for criticizing me,
Mhm.
but
Not only you. When I say you, I'm talking about the entire organizations.
no, we
Okay.
haven't heard from the chairman intimidating us
Uh-huh.
from what we did yesterday.
Okay, you haven't heard from the chairman
No.
intimidating you. Is it that you have heard from some in some street corners that people are blaming Proji, the organizations you collaborated with on yesterday, to be the mastermind of why you have come publicly to disregard or to disrespect or what people may see term to be an utter disrespect to the office of the chairman?
Uh, I can say yes, we have heard from corners in the community
Mhm.
last night when we passed our way to buy something. People are saying that our road we take will definitely people will chase after all. But I would like to
Are you broken down by those statements, owing to the fact that other people have started to tell you that we will definitely go after you, owing to the fact that you have started to bam up with chairman? Are you disappointed? Are you frightened by those statements?
yes, I'm disappointed, but
Are you frightened also?
no, I'm not fighting. I'm
You
not
are not
fighting.
fighting.
I will
Are
remain,
you going to remain consistent?
yeah, I will remain consistent.
Reboss as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are the methods are you going to be using? Because when you talk about being robust, consistent, and on fighting, people will be concerned. What are the methods aside from the press statements? What are you going to be doing in a way of ensuring that the chairman will live up to all of those messages you are propagating against him?
Uh, our remain constant as I am that our organization stand for the masses and will speak for the masses, and we will not be intimidated by anyone or going about anyone or turning things on repetition. I will stand for the masses. All the evidences we get, if they want to take out the court, we will try to go there.
If they want to take you to court, do you have the legal bargaining?
Uh, yes, we have a legal bargain.
You have the legal bargaining. So let's talk about those allegations that has to do with the alleged deductions of the 500,000. How did you guys come up with this particular findings that when you do X, Y, Z distributions, each organizations, the number of organizations who were actually present to and scheduled to have received the 500,000, the number actually increased. What are the facts that you can point out to the Liberian people? You can convince them that indeed Zora was involved into this process. He was the one who inflated the number from 21 to 41. I'm specifically asking the presidential spokesperson.
I would like to add on to what the question asked
Mhm.
a comrade.
Mhm.
Uh, we want to inform the Liberian people that right after the press statement yesterday,
Mhm.
we sent a communication to the Elder Council
The other council.
of Topo community
Mhm.
that show that we are serious. This organization, we will tell the Liberian people that we are conscious. We stand for the people. Our organization wrote the Elder Council and they told us that tomorrow by 4 p.m. we should meet them. Our request was they should invite the leadership that we can go into conference and discuss what are some of the things that were in our press statement. If the Elder Council called them tomorrow,
Are you of the convictions that if the other council shall summons the leadership headed by Ligore Zura Morris, he would definitely vote to have a frank conversations with you? Isn't that he's going to look down on you and say these people, these are all my pickings and all?
in life, it is good to respect everyone's view. He would think that we are small, or he would think that our thinking faculty is low infinitesimal.
Mhm.
But we will tell him that we are conscious. this cabinet go to the leadership of Togo community. The letters of communication we sent to the Elder Council. If the Elder Council shall have called them and they did not attend, we will write the commission of Ghanaville.
All right, yesterday, Mr. Communications man, you spoke about an automaton, and I don't know as to whether it was a 2 weeks automaton. Can you bring me up to speed with that? 2 weeks automaton in your press statement. You spoke about
Yeah.
2 weeks automatons, and if those automatons are not adhered to by the leadership, you would definitely result into a mass citizen actions. A mass citizen actions. Are you getting any sense or sensation that the leadership will definitely look into those press statements that you issues and distribute a copy to them?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You understand that the leadership of the community is well respected, and we know leaders that serve the community are more gentle. So expect them to answer our calls and our letters. Or
If you are gentle, why
communications.
why should you have a press conference against them to buy them up and to bring their feet to the fire? If you claim that they are gentle, then why should you or what?
Or gentle
Mhm,
in a way of not able corrupting it, not able corrupting the people.
mhm.
But from their physical appearance, they are gentle, not able corrupting the people. So if the leadership of the community that we elected, if we expect them to do a certain things that we know they are capable of doing, but if they fall contrary, maybe we have to bring them the book. We have to bring them the justice. That's
So
how we fall.
yesterday another issue was being observed. It was being observed by your organizations that has to do with you writing an official communication to the office of the commissioner and letting him on some of those leadership discrepancies. If I can say it that way, to bring him up to speed with all of those things. If you write the commissioner and the commissioner shy, the commissioner ignore your communications, what would be automatically the next course of actions from your organization? They say that you are going to mobilize other people.
Okay. Okay. We understand that there is a community, and we have a leadership. We have the elder council. If we write the elder council can bring a leadership, meaning before the communication to the council to the commission. If the commission know our communication is a lambda we have to strength. So meaning we are going to carry on mobilization to bring a mass protest.
Mass
A
protest.
mass protest. So
Mass
that the
protest.
commission can understand that
A mass protest
the
demanding
mass
what?
protest, yeah,
A mass protest demanding what?
demanding
Mhm.
the community interest, the people of the community, to the community dwellers' interest. Because if the community
Do you see do you sense the support from coming from the peoples of the community?
sure. Because it's spoken by people. Every day the people complains on the leadership.
All right. Vision Borough. Many residents sometimes, if you listen to them, they always have these issues about electricity, which is their paramount concern. To a large extent, it is obvious that people are now becoming to develop the kind of impressions that the leadership, headed by Ligori Zora Morris, are still on the issues about addressing those issues he once promised to provide to the people. That has to do with the expeditions of having meters available to the peoples of Topo community. What are you going to do, considering the fact that this issues has a long overdue? What are your organizations going to do in the wake of ensuring that those particular things are being prioritized and calling the attentions of the national government relative to those particular issues?
Uh, as my comrade said, the institution is a non-governmental institution, an institution who stands for the masses. So if these men are not needed, or if they don't adhere to our core, we are going to resist without no fear.
I'm talking specifically about the issues. One of the situations that the people of the community has been complaining about, has been talking about. If you go in every streets and corners and every block, you will hear a lot of people complaining over the fact that many of their surrounding communities have electricity, and Popo Village has been obviously denied of having electricity. And this thing has been one of the most topical issues. What will your organization be doing in the wake of helping the people, perhaps to raise consciousness or calling the attentions of national governments in this regard?
The organization, as we are aware, electricity is the world is diverse, and electricity is one of the things that every community need or everyone need. So my organization will raise a concern to the people of Togo community, telling them that if Ligori Zora Morris does not adhere to what the voice of the masses stated, they will be dubbed into a mass protest, which they will go on the street to Togo Village Junction and set a roadblock or some of these things.
All right, you will set up roadblocks. Instead that you will be inconveniencing other people, like you setting up a roadblock. Are you also concerned about what the Constitution say that you will have no authority to subvert other people to a cruel life? Is it that you are going to be infringing on the rights of other people?
No, we are not going to be infringing on the right of other people. We are only doing it for the leadership to adhere to us.
You are doing it for the leadership. Yeah, let me hear from the presidential press secretary regarding that same questions.
Thank you for giving me the time. Uh, we all know that this leadership, Zora Morris, he is lacking of leadership ability. According to the constitution of Togo community, before any money have taken or take in the budget of Togo community, the General Assembly should be informed. In less than 2 months, the leadership provided the office where the money was from. Did they inform the General Assembly?
I am yet to understand. I am yet to understand as to whether I am not familiar with the community constitution. I think you should be answering that particular question.
No. So, as an organization of Togo community, we are going to ask the leadership to Red Labrador Electricity Corporation to make sure that our community are electrified. If they fail as an organization, a non-governmental organization, we will stand on our feet and make sure that our people in Togo community receive current.
We will make sure that the people of Togo community, to what means?
By rating the director and making sure that the community receive current.
One could argue that your representative should be elevating that particular discussions in your interest. Are you concerned in terms of meeting your lawmaker, Representative Edward Pape Flomo, in that regard, in the wake of helping to address this particular concern?
Yes, that is good too. But we know in Liberia politics now is just sung away. Politicians wish to.
Is it that your lawmaker will not respect your communication?
Politicians wish.
Is it that your lawmaker will not respect your advocacy?
He will respect my advocacy, but it will be a delay.
Is is he not a listening leader?
He will listen, but the implementation will be the delay area.
The delay area. What is the delay area you're talking about?
Or in the communities, we observed that the community is lacking of many things that we as an organization have written the leadership of Representative Edward Papi Flomo. Up to now, we have not yet get a feedback.
You have not yet received a feedback from Representative Edward Papi Flomo. You have written the leadership has written Edward Papi Flomo. So the leadership has not received any feedback from Edward Papi Flomo. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. Because
you think so? You are not being very clear about your response.
Because during the campaign, I was with the PRP, which is the People Redemption Party, Zora Morris Party, the chairman in charge. The reason I left the party was because of corruption. And one of our targets at that time was current. And the leadership wrote Edward Papi Flomo about current. They met him several times. But we observed in Liberia politicians make their way to the rural community doing politics. After politics, they don't have time for the people. So we were waiting to try if you will respond to our comment.
All right, another issue that is, you want to comment on that?
I just want to clarify something.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. The committee leadership, right? The representative Edward Papi Flomo, and if the memory can set me right, he came in the committee, brought a transformer. But the problem is that one thing I always say is the effectiveness of the leadership should be one. Edward Papi Flomo bring a transformer or one transformer. Now, he neglect the serve the community or transformer, one transformer can serve the community, but the problem is that the leadership is not effective. The leadership is not effective in managing that one transformer. The leadership sit and see the current spread all around here. Current go from community to community, different communities and all.
As an organization, few days ago we witnessed the arrest of your chairperson, Vigora Zura Morris. And on the last show, LC has since branded this community as one of the community that is mostly involved in the issues about power theft, which is very, very illegal. There has been several laws against and aggressive laws against the issues about power theft in the wake of curbing these issues about power theft. Your organizations, being one of the organizations who is so much concerned in ensuring that the people of the Togo community can have these issues addressed when it comes to electricity. What are you going to be doing in terms of discouraging people from getting connected illegally to the LC grid?
Okay. All right. When power tech came into the village, we understand that if the representative Edward Papi Flomo give a transformer and the leadership not manage that transformer until the current go beyond Togo community. So we expect that the leadership of Togo community, the Gori Zora, in their announcement that each house will pay 500 per transformer that should stabilize the current and get rid of power tech. But since then, the community dollar gave you 500 each houses, gave you 500, and then we haven't seen the transformer. So you understand that people found a way to power tech because they was mislead or the money was stolen by the community chairman.
All right. So what, Mr. Vision Bearer, that could be your last questions aside from you trying to provide a little clarity relative to, because we are actually pressed up with time. We actually need to take time into consideration. What does this public disgrace, what other people term it to be, about the recent arrest and detentions of the community chairpersons relative to his involvement as a key proponent of the power theft saga that ravaged the entire communities where everybody were talking about here and there.
The people of Togo community see it as something that is tarnishing the reputation of the community.
You said that everybody in Togo communities is so much interested into illegal activity. Does the arrest of Chairman Zura means that everybody in Togo community can largely be considered as criminals? Is it that?
No,
What
because
does it mean? What does it mean? What does it show?
it shows that the people entrusted Zura as a chairman.
Mhm.
He went to each household.
Were you shocked upon the arrest of the chairman
Yes,
being publicly disgraced? Were you shocked?
yes, I was shocked
Uh-huh.
because the Zura we knew
Uh-huh.
at that time, during electoral term, saying that he bad or fight against corruption. As a Zora we know now, carrying such an act on, and that shocked the community dwellers.
That shocked the community dweller. So how do you, in a holistic aspect, how do you view it? The arrest and detention. What does it mean for the chairman to be arrested, detained, and later free on bail? Because according to sources, he was free on bail. What does it mean? What message does it send to people who are also involved in the community, involved in into the illegal connections?
To the people of Tomo village, the leader have been total disgrace to the community.
He brought total disgrace to the
To the
community.
community. He was leading the community into danger.
What message does it send to other people who are still in the illegal grade?
It sent the measures. It sent it as a caveat to each community that power theft is illegal.
Yeah,
And
let's hear from Dauda. Let's hear from Dauda. Perhaps he has some. So he seems so curious that apparently he has something to add up to that.
Okay.
The recent arrest, detention, and he was later off free on bail according to sources. What does it mean to the entire community? Is it that the people in the Togo community are mostly interested in doing illegal business? Is it that the people are not interested in trying to support the national government's efforts? Is it that many people in Togo communities are criminals? What does that mean?
That's why it signifies. Because if the leader are then caught into corruption, meaning within the community, you or in the community, you people are then into corruption. That is what signifies. Because we understand that Zora is a leader of the community. Zora can be put behind bar or illegal act, meaning people within the community are illegal. Yeah, because he bearing or he carry the flag of the community. So meaning if you have been found guilty, in the part where you are free on a bill. You are free on a bill. You are free like go into a law, going to court sue the power teller for lying in his name. But everything the power teller said about him was true. So he was free on bill. So means the community has been signified in that way.
No, then it has been characterized.
Yeah,
Do you have any other thing to add up?
Yeah. As a chairman of Togo community, it was on a Friday, making my way at my residence. I saw member team in the communities, and I saw chairman of our community.
Handcuffed? Was he handcuffed?
Wow, yes, he was stuck into the car. As the chairman of the communities, while your people are standing looking at you, that shows an inability of this leadership.
Were you shocked about I couldn't see the chairman handcuffed and being dragged towards the pickup?
As for me, I don't stop because I put it at my mind that one day the corruption of Zora, one day
come to public land.
It will come to public land.
So, okay, folks, you heard this brilliant gentleman in the studio. We've been talking about community related issues since 5:15, and we are almost at the verge of running down the curtain. Just if you have any queries and comments, you can put it through. We'll definitely ask them regarding the sessions and studios about some of those terrible things that are currently taking place in the community. So we are almost at the crucial stage. There is absolutely no call, no comment. We will definitely take out the comment from each of them because we are actually pressed up with time, and we don't want to keep them waiting for the longest. So that is where we are. And so we begin with Mr. Gray, the vision there. What party comments do you have? Perhaps we would definitely invite you guys here the other time to talk specifically about the youth empowerment program and some of your upcoming activities so that you can also use this medium to amplify your activities. And let's consider this platform as one of the platforms to actually do business with in the coming future. So let's begin with you.
Let me say thanks to FOCA for giving us the privilege to do our intellectual ability to speak on issues confronting our community. Potential Youth Labrador is a non-governmental institution. I don't have a supporter or someone that's supporting it, but seeing the interest of the masses and the down-trickle masses in the community. The Potential Youth Labrador draw the attentions of youth to remain steadfast in the process and to also join us as a youth in making sure that our community be delivered. I also want to use the wavelength to ask people out there that want to support this institution, because this is a youth institution, how you can see. So the young people in the organization comprises of both gender, male and female. The organizations have been in so many activities where we use our own funders because we don't have a supporter. So I'm begging anyone out there, as you can see us talking about issues like this, and you can know that our community will be deliberated and Labrador also will be deliberated one day.
All right, so let's go over to Adama Konate. So give us your party comments and let's proceed. Let's do it lastly with the communications director. Yes.
I would like to give thanks and gratitude appreciation to the FOCA team for accepting our request and hosting us to come and discuss the issue confronting our people in Togo communities. And I'd also like to give thanks to the team of the Potential Youth of Labrador to keep courage, not to feel deterred, because one day our dream will come true fruition. And we would like to inform our people that this organization does not have a supporters. We have an upcoming competition in the communities, and we are planning to do a school engagement, various schools engagement by donating books, pen, and just school materials so that our people can take education serious and be educated. So, not to waste their time, because time is my worst enemy, I would like to give thanks and appreciation to the host for his tireless effort he has made.
All right. So before we go proceed to Dauda, we will ask a specific question. I see him most of the time engaged into sporting activity. Dauda, the under recreation center in the community is shut down. many people look at it to be the inability of the leadership. What is your opinion on relative to that particular issue? What do you have to say before you give us the party comment? Because you are a fanatic of sports.
Okay. All right. There's an issue. In the community, we all focus on problem, but we have a sporty side where Togo community more financial. Many people focus on the grave side where they get a lot of money, but the football side or the sporty side, especially that sport page, give more money to the community. So it is very bad, very bad. If you have been shut down, going to 2 months, if you have been shut down, meaning citizens of the community are no longer people that focuses on football, people that get a dream to build as a sporting side, no longer been privacy. They have been shut down by privacy. And we get information that the field of be will close down and be sold to or people to do different business there. And we understand our chairman play football.
Will you guys participate in seeing that happen?
We got that fee is someone else land.
But there are a lot of ways you can do it. You can engage law, but the law has anything referred to as a domicile clause, the eminent domain, rather not domicile clause, but the eminent domain. What are you saying about that?
If there's a way, then we reach.
All right, that could be another debate for another day. I will call you. You know how to judge things. I will definitely call you. Perhaps you need to do some other extensive research. Just give us the party comment. We are actually pressed up with time. I just try to keep you very hard, you know.
Okay. All right. Thanks to the Football Online TV, for everyone, for always bringing us here discussing serious issues pertaining to our country and again by building our intellectual abilities. Because if come here, keep on learning all the time. But I've been there past 2 weeks now. I've been there, and I understand how it's taking me. And here's the issue: the PUI, the Potential Youth of Liberia, is a non-governmental organization. We doesn't have or support them.
We have been raising money
Again, raising money to ourselves, pledging, and even pledging.
Other man get zero amount of money.
Pledging and taking money from our own pocket, doing things. But if we have or if people want to support us, we are free. You can make a way to we are going to tell you wherever you we are going to see a betterment of especially when anything starts to work on our community level, we build it from our community. So we start from our community after we take it to the national level. So right after our community issues, we'll be going to national issues, discussing.
All right, so just give us a party coming now. Give us a party coming. Stop beating around the bush. You are not paying for airtime.
Okay. Thanks to Football Online TV and those who turn in to watch the particular program and to the PYL. So we are trying for support and thanks. And I read this flag. I will say we are welcome coming back anytime.
Yeah, you also said curious. Do you want to say just do you want to squeeze in some important information?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are youth out there who want to be part and parcel of this
Yeah, you need
institutions.
to actually read that particular number.
Who knows?
How
There
can
are
one
also
be a
others.
member of the organizations?
You can be a member of this organization by firstly obtaining a form of this organization and getting an ID card and that of or T-shirt. To be a part of this institution, I would like to read all my numbers. If anything, you can call me so we can.
So what about financial dealings? Whether you read out their numbers, some people will want to be very skeptical about the kind of money they get out. They want it to be having a very organized process where they show it to be really usually. What is the organization number?
No. The organization, you cannot be fighting corruption and see that you are corrupt. So we are conscious minded people. We are conscious. So we would like to inform each and everyone if you send your money, it will be used on the right path.
If you use it right. Okay, call your numbers. Let's move.
So I read the numbers: 0775 3151 and 0775 09 05 09 05 0914.
Okay, call
That
it
is
again.
the first number read 0775 3151.
All right, so that is it. So you just heard the numbers. Just if you are interested in being part of their organizations, you can call these brilliant guys who have been here. We have been talking. So this is how we like to end call this broadcast of day. I'm very sorry that we tomorrow will be here. Very fascinating, firing as well. We will definitely have a thing works out. We will definitely have the youth chairpersons of the sample block A community. And we will definitely talk about community issues where he will definitely give us his view. That would be the first interview right after the campaign process. He has said to all that he is a supporters of the outgoing coalitions of Democratic Change government. So tomorrow we will be asking him all of the hard questions regarding every other thing we need to know about him. So that is it. We will definitely be here in the coming days. So let's play you the music.
Like, you want to know? I haven't wanted to go. You get it? You get it, man?
So thank you for always keeping following, for always following our program.
Sure.
It's such a fantastic day. Keep following Focal Online TV. Today is the program Focal Point on Focal Online TV. Our management is actually doing a fantastic job, and their efforts is geared towards helping us transition from an online to an FM. That is to say, we will definitely be having both an online institution and also a full-fledged radio station. We will definitely be making meaningful impact in the political landscape of Liberia. We will be using our platform to contribute to nation building. We will also use our platforms to sharpen the contradictions. We will use our platforms to educate the public. We will use the platform to convince people. We will use our platform. We will be guided by ethical standards of journalism. We will also be wise. We will not subject ourselves to political influence. We will be critical. We will be independent. We will bring objectivity to the media.
So, come closer.
All right. At this point in time, this is how we're calling our day. Thanks to you. My name is Lyndon Togba. Bye bye from my end.